Welcome to Man Utd Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for Manchester United news, rumours, and updates. Our first news is Bruno Guimaraes taunts Bruno Fernandes with forward message after scoring against Man United. The Newcastle captain was clearly eager to get his message across after sprinting to the corner flag to celebrate his goal against Manchester United at St James Park. Bruno Guimaraes sent a not-so-subtle message to Bruno Fernandes after scoring Newcastle's fourth goal against Manchester United on Sunday. The Newcastle captain finished calmly past Altay Bayındır after the United goalkeeper couldn't clear Joelinton with his attempted pass, and he celebrated passionately. The last goal put the icing on the cake of Newcastle's emphatic second-half performance in their 4-1 victory at St James Park. And Guimaraes wasn't shy to make his feelings heard, repeatedly shouting, "I am the Bruno," while pointing to his chest and the name on the back of his shirt before kissing the badge. The Brazilian midfielder has become a firm favourite among Magpies fans and wrote his name into the club's history books by lifting the Carabao Cup last month. His goal condemned United to a 14th defeat of the season in the Premier League, and Guimaraes' opposite number was substituted shortly after the final goal. Fernandes was taken off late on as Ruben Amorim'S cut his losses ahead of Thursday's all-important Europa League tie against Lyon, but he was still visibly frustrated on the bench. The United captain could be seen with his head in his hands and waving his arms around as he watched the closing stages. Fernandes then told Sky Sports, "My teammates, I only get frustrated with them because I know how good they can be. I know how tough it is to represent this club. They want so much to give to the club, to win, because they know how much they will be remembered if they win something with this club." He added, "There's not much to assess, we lost the game. In the first half we did good, in the second half we couldn't keep up the way we wanted to play. We know that it's been a tough season, nothing to add to that. Our position in the table is not where this club belongs, but unfortunately we are not getting the results. We need to look forward as we have a big game coming up, we need to clear our heads and go for it." In contrast, it was a huge win for Newcastle in the race for a Champions League place, and there was extra motivation, with manager Eddie Howe in hospital and unable to take charge. "When we went onto the pitch we said we were going to play for him," Guimaraes told Sky Sports. "He has been unbelievable for us and we missed him on the training ground this week. We are hopeful that this win will give him a bit of happiness, and we are hopeful to see him back for the next game." On social media, Guimaraes added, "This team, these fans, and this stadium. 3 very important points, and we keep going in pursuit of our goals. One game at a time, always." Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more Man United transfer news. Our second news is Ruben Amorim'S given emphatic Man United sack verdict as reason for struggles becomes cleared at the big debate. Manchester United suffered their 14th Premier League defeat of the season on Sunday, as Newcastle thrashed them 4-1 to guarantee their lowest ever points finish, from bad to worse. That was the story of Manchester United's week, as their deflating 2-2 draw away to Lyon was followed by a 4-1 thrashing at Newcastle. The worst part? It was all too predictable. The Red Devils have taken just 23 points from a possible 63 in the Premier League since Ruben Amorim'S took charge, with the club having sacked Erik ten Hag in October. Amorim'S made 5 changes to his starting 11 for the trip to St James Park, including in goal. But the defeat leaves them just 3 points above 17th-placed West Ham, and now they're guaranteed to finish this season with their lowest ever Premier League points tally. United have also won just 4 of their 14 games in a turgid run stretching back to January, and the ex-Sporting Lisbon boss has since admitted that his job is at risk. The sack question might sound premature, especially given Amorim'S attempts to radically change the Red Devils' style of play and with so many players underperforming, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe has set a precedent. Dan Ashworth was afforded less time in as sporting director than United spent chasing him, while Ten Hag got the sack just months after being backed with £200 million of signings. With all of that in mind, and as a portion of supporters call for the axe to be wielded once again, we asked Mirror Football's writers the looming question for our big debate: should Amorim'S be sacked? Sacking Ruben Amorim'S any time soon would just be in keeping with Manchester United's other catastrophic, knee-jerk decisions. You have to give him time. You have to give him at least next season, another 2 windows, and arguably even more to simply put right the existing wrongs and start afresh. This is a manager who is regarded as one of the smartest, brightest young coaches in Europe. And if United believed that a few months ago, why change now? A few things do worry me. Like being welded to one tactical plan. Players make systems. Systems don't make players. If he cannot move from his back 3 formation, then that shows a weakness and an inflexibility in his makeup. But just look at the squad. It's shocking. The worst United team in living memory. Even the stats confirm that now. And that is not just down to the manager. Sir Jim Ratcliffe was lauded in some quarters as the savior. He has made it worse. The recruitment has been appalling. But I was up at Newcastle and the United fans were singing Amorim'S name right until the end. There have been green shoots. And setbacks. Amorim has put all his eggs in the Europa League basket. And that gamble must come off. Stay tuned for more updates on Man Utd Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe. Our last news is Sir Jim Ratcliffe could appoint Mercedes F1 engineer as part of Man United overhaul. Manchester United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe is ready to use his F1 contacts and convince a Mercedes engineer to join the Premier League outfit to enhance their data team. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is ready to delve into the world of Formula One for Manchester United's next piece of recruitment. The INOS boss, who is also an investor in the Mercedes team, is considering hiring an engineer from their setup to help revolutionize the Red Devils' data analysis. Ratcliffe could appoint Mercedes engineer Michael Sansoni as he looks to improve the club's use of data, bringing them up to par with the clubs around them. The billionaire has been vocal in how the Premier League side have been poor in the way they've used data, especially when it comes to recruitment. Ratcliffe's Ineos are part owners of the Mercedes F1 team, and the BBC reports that it would ease the negotiations with the Manchester outfit to pursue Sansoni. The individual himself is understood to be ready to call an end on his near 11-year stint with the F1 team. United's work in the transfer market has been their Achilles heel for more than a decade, with over £1 billion spent on new players, resulting in little success. The club have continued to overspend, failing to get a return on their investment. Ratcliffe previously told United, "We stand, until we are as good as anyone in the world, then it's not good enough for Manchester United. We must have the best recruitment in the world." Data analysis comes alongside recruitment. It doesn't really exist here. We're still in the last century on data analysis here. There's an immense amount of useful data that we can get from data analysis, and we're in a very poor bracket with data analysis here. These things don't happen overnight. Ratcliffe and his hierarchy oversaw the club's most recent summer of recruitment, which has already been widely criticized. They oversaw the signings of Joshua Zirkzee, Matthijs de Ligt and Noussair Mazraoui, all of whom have struggled to hit the heights expected in what has been a poor season. Dan Ashworth, who arrived as the club's sporting director, was ushered out of the door after just 5 months, with Ratcliffe admitting the move didn't work out. He was part of the group that helped decide on the club's recruitment strategy, with Ruben Amorim needing a big window if he is to turn the team's fortunes around. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Man United Transfer HQ, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.